Hello everyone, welcome to Maths with HMD. Today we will discuss on Scholastic Aptitude Test SAT University Entrance Examination on 2013-14 Part 2 with neat and clear explanation. Before starting doing the questions, please try to subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. So let's get started. Question number 41. Actually it is part 2. I have a video on part 1. You can watch that one. You can get from my YouTube channel. You can search Maths with HMD and then you can find the playlist. So this one is part 2. So we are going to discuss starting from question number 41 up to question number 44 in this video. So now let's start. Here is question 41. At a certain school, if the ratio of teachers to students is 1 to 10, which one of the following can be a total number of teachers and students in the school? I'll repeat again the question. At a certain school, if the ratio of teachers to students is 1 to 10, which one of the following can be a total number of teachers and students in the school? A 1011, B 144, C 121, D 100. As usual, you should have to try by yourself first, then check your answer with my answer, right? I hope you will get the answer. Let's try to investigate the answer here. Here is the answer for question number 41. Let X be number of teachers in the school, Y be number of students in the school, and Z be X plus Y, which is to mean the sum of number of teachers to number of students in the school. Alright, now it is given that the ratio of teachers to students is 1 to 10. Alright, so X is the number of teachers, Y the number of students, then X ratio Y is equals to 1 ratio 10, which is given from the question. So X ratio Y means X over Y, or X divided by Y. So X over Y is equals to 1 over 10. If we cross this one, Y is equals to 10 times X, which is 10X. This is to mean number of students in the school is 10 times number of teachers in that school. Alright, you should have to notice here, number of students in the school is 10 times number of teachers in that school. So now here it says what can be, or which one of the following can be a total number of teachers and students. The question says, right? So here Z is X plus Y, we have already mentioned here. So this implies Z is equals to X plus Y is 10X, right? So substitute here, X plus 10X becomes 11X. This implies Z is equals to 11X. This is to mean the sum of total number of teachers and total number of students is given by 11 times total number of teachers in the school. Bear in mind. So here Z must be multiple of 11, yeah, because we don't have any fraction number of teachers. Can we say like 0.5 teachers? Can we say 1.5 teachers? Can we say 10.5 teachers? No, right? So number of teachers and number of students has to be an integer, or it must be whole number. So this implies Z must be an integer again. So making this an integer, X must be an integer and Z must be an integer. This implies Z is 11 multiple of X. Let's say for example, if X is 0, it's going to be 0. If X is 1, it's going to be 11. If X is 2, it's going to be 22. If X is 3, it's going to be 33, right? But how? Let's say for example, if number of teachers in a certain school is 2, let's say for example, it's an example actually. If the number of teachers in a certain school is 2. So based on this proportionality, the number of students must be 10 times 2, which is 20. Yeah? So the sum of number of teachers and number of students becomes 20 plus 2, which is 22. So simply you can substitute here again. 11 times 2 is equals to 22, right? So now bear in mind that x, y, z must be whole numbers. So and z must be multiple of 11. So z can be 121 from the given choices, right? So you can see here the choices. Choice A says 1011. Yeah? If you divide this one, you will not get an integer. If you divide 144, you will not get an integer. But if you divide 121 by 11, it's going to be 11. So it is an integer. And if you are going to divide 100 by 11, it's going to be some decimal, or it is not going to be an integer, right? So based on this, the total number of teachers and students can be 121. But if the total number of teachers and students is going to be 121, what do you think is the number of teachers and number of students? Please could you examine this one? So if the total number of teachers and students is 121, this implies that is 121, then the number of teachers is going to be 11x is equals to 121 over 11 over 11. So x becomes 11, yeah? So the number of teachers is going to be 11. If the number of teachers is going to be 11, what's going to be number of students? Number of students is going to be 10 times number of teachers, right? So 10 times 10 times 11 is going to be 110. So if you sum up this one, 110 plus 11 is going to be 121. You see? So the answer is going to be C. I hope you understand and you got the answer. If you have any confusion, please try to give me any idea in the comment box. Okay? Alright, let's continue. Here is question number 42. It says that if x is 30% of 400, y is 40% of x, and z is 25% of y, which one of the following is equal to x plus y plus z? A 175, B 150, C 180, D 120. Students, please try by yourself first. Have you got the answer from the choices? Here is the answer for question number 42. Let's investigate it. It is given that x is 30% of 400, right? What is 30% of 400? So this implies x equals to 30% implies 30 over 100 times 400. So it's going to be 120. How? 2 zeros will be cancelled by 2 zeros. Then 30 times 4 is going to be 120, right? So to find y, it is given that 40% of x, y is 40% of x, right? So that is 40% of x means y is equals to 40 over 100 times 120. This 120 is the value of x here. So it becomes 48. Z is, it says Z is 25% of y, right? So 25% of y. This implies Z is equals to 25 over 100 times 48. It's going to be 12. So the question says, which one of the following is equal to x plus y plus z, right? So that is x plus y plus z is equals to 120 plus 48 plus 12 is equals to 180. So the answer is going to be C. The answer is going to be C. I hope you all got the answer. I hope again you got the answer. If you get confused, please try to contact me with my email address, which is have2hmd@gmail.com. Right? Or you can comment inside the comment box so we can share information again. So here is question number 43. Here is question number 43. A radioactive substance decays at annual rate of 17%. If the initial amount of the substance is 650 grams, which one of the following function, which is h of t, models the remaining amount of substance in grams after t years? It says A, h of t is equals to 650 times 0.83 the power of t. B, h of t is equals to 0.83 times 650 the power of t. B, h of t is equals to 650 times 0.17 the power of t. D, h of t is equals to 0.17 times 650 the power of t. Students, again, please try to do by yourself first, then check your answer with my answer. Alright, let's again have an investigation for question number 43. Here is the answer. So assume, actually it represents h of t. I made a mistake. Anyways, it doesn't have any matter because it's a variable. Let A is amount of substance remaining after t years, or this is to mean h of t. A is h of t. So years decay rate is going to be 70%, 0.17. It is given here. You can see here, right? This is annual rate. Annual rate implies the decay or yearly decay rate is going to be 17%. 17% is how much? 70 divided by 100, which is 0.17, right? So that's 0.17. What the initial amount of the substance at t is equals to 0? Initial amount implies when t is 0. So that is 650 grams. It's again given from the question itself. So A of t, actually it is to mean h of t is equals to 83% of previous year's amount. At any time t per year, A of t, or the amount of substance remaining, is going to be 83% of previous year's amount, because 17% of the substance has been reduced or deducted. You see, deduction or decay implies decreasing in some amount. You see, if in each year 17% of the previous year is going to be reduced or decreased, then the remaining amount is going to be 83% of the previous year's amount, right? So A of 0, when t is 0, it's going to be the initial amount, that is 650 grams. After 1 year, A of 1 becomes 83% of A of 0, that is 83% implies 0.83 times 650. Look at this one, 0.83 times 650. After 2 years, then the amount of substance remaining becomes 83% of the previous year, that is A1, is equals to 0.83 times A of 1 is 0.83 times 650, right? Then substitute here, that is 0.83 times 650. So now A3 is equals to, this implies after 3 years, the amount of the substance remaining becomes 83% of A2, which is 0.83 times 0.83 times 0.83 times 650. Look at the pattern, please. A4 again becomes 83% of A3, right? That is 0.83 times 0.83 times 0.83 times 0.83 times 650, which implies 0.83 times 0.83 to the power of 3 times 650. That is 650 times 0.83 times 0.83 to the power of 3 is 0.83 to the power of 4. So generally, after t years, the amount of substance remaining is going to be 650 times 0.83 to the power of t grams. So the answer is A. Can you please see this one, this pattern? In the first year, it becomes 0.83 times 650. In the second year, it becomes 0.83 times 0.83 times 650. This is to mean 0.83 to the power of 2 times 650, right? After 3 years, it becomes 0.83 times 0.83 times 0.83 times 650. It is to mean 0.83 to the power of 3 times 650. Again, after the 4th year, or after 4 years, it becomes 0.83 to the power of 4 times 650. So, based on this pattern, after 3 years, then the amount of substance remaining is going to be 650 times 0.83 to the power of t grams. Guys, can I ask you some questions? Here, what is the value of this substance remaining after 10 years? It is simple question, right? So after 10 years, the amount of the substance remaining becomes 650 times 0.83 to the power of 100 and the power of 10. Very good, the power of 10. What about after 100 years? So it becomes 650 times 0.83 to the power of 100. Actually, do you think this one is reducing? I will give you an assignment. What the value of this one? Take a calculator, use a calculator and try to compute this one. 0.83 times 650. It's going to be below 650 because it is decreasing. And check this one again. 0.83 times 0.83 times 650. Again, it's going to be less than a 1. So every year it is decaying, which is 17% decay. 17% decay implies the amount of substance remaining is decreasing by the rate of 17% relative to the previous year. This is all about. Generally, the answer is going to be A. Thank you very much. Here is the last question for this video, which is question number 44. Which one of the following is equal to the expression 2y plus 6 over 4 times 3y minus 36 over 3y plus 9 for y different from 3? Actually, they made a mistake. If you are being substitute y equals 3, then nothing happened, right? So y must be different from negative 3 because negative 3 is not the domain of this rational expression. This is actually a rational expression. So the domain of this rational expression is all real numbers without negative 3. You can check this one. All real numbers without negative 3, right? So this is to mean y is different from negative 3. So because if you substitute 3 here, it becomes 9 plus 9, which is 18, which is different from 0, right? So it's a part of the domain. It is not different from 3. Instead, it is y for y different from negative 3. So let me read the choices. A, y minus 6. B, y minus 12 over 2. C, 8y minus 30 over 3y plus 13. C, 12y square minus 126 over 12y plus 36. Students, please try by yourself first and check your answer with my answer. Thank you very much. I hope you will get the answer and please give me an attention. Here is the answer for question number 44. Actually, the question is all about simplification of rational expressions. So the question is 2y plus 6 over 4 times 3y minus 36 over 3y plus 9, right? I can take 2 from this expression, take 2 this one, which is common. So it becomes 2 into y plus 3 over 4 times, again take 3 from this one and this one. Take 3, then it becomes y minus 12, right? Over, again take 3 from this, it becomes 3 into y plus 3. Now multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. So this the product of this one and this one becomes 6 times y plus 3 times y minus 12. Where is this 6 comes from? Which is 2 times 3, right? Over 4 times 3 is 12, right? Times y plus 3. Now cancel the commons. Y plus 3 is going to be cancelled by y plus 3. And 6 is going to be cancelled with 12, and we have remaining 2 here. So from the numerator you have y minus 12 over, from the denominator part you have 2. So the simplified term of this expression is going to be y minus 12 over 2. That is B. Can you see this one? Y minus 12 over 2. So that is the answer. Thank you very much for watching my video. And the next session is Scholastic Aptitude Test 2013-14 University Entrance Exam Part 3, which is coming soon. Have a nice time and please try to subscribe.